Hi, I'm George, one of the support accountants here at FreeAgent. Welcome to today's webinar, which is all about how to get started and switch your bookkeeping to FreeAgent. Any new piece of kit can feel a bit daunting to use at first, but we've designed FreeAgent to make it as easy as possible to use for everyone, whether or not you're already used to a bookkeeping software package. The start of a new tax year, accounting year, or VAT period are all ideal times to start using or to switch over. And if you switch to FreeAgent at the start of a new accounting year, you may only need to input a few summary figures like your bank balance and how much your business owned and owed at the end of the previous accounting year. We'll show you how to easily and quickly bring your year-to-date information into FreeAgent in order to keep track of your finances in real time. Let's start by going through some key information that should be set up before using your account. In FreeAgent, all the reports and calculations are driven by the dates of the transactions you're going to enter. So you need to make sure your business's accounting dates are set up correctly. To check these, navigate to your business name in the top right of the screen and select Settings from the drop-down menu. And under Accounting, Tax and VAT, you'll find Accounting Dates. Having the right dates will help keep your account accurate, and if you put in the wrong dates, you could even end up paying too much tax. If you're at all unsure about which dates to enter, then we have a really handy article on accounting dates in FreeAgent, a knowledge base article. This can be accessed at the bottom of any page in your FreeAgent account. But to summarise, the company start date is the date on which your business first came into being. If your business is a limited company or LLP, it'll be the date on the certificate of incorporation from Companies House. The trading start date is when your business began trading, and only needs to be entered if this is different to your company start date. The first accounting year end date should be the first accounting year end date your business ever had, not the end of the first accounting year you'll be creating in FreeAgent. The FreeAgent start date is the date from which you're going to start doing your bookkeeping in FreeAgent. It can be a historic date, but it's easiest to start your books from the beginning of a new accounting year to avoid having to add two sets of figures together when you come to do your accounts and tax return. Please don't enter any transactions dated before your FreeAgent start date, as this may cause errors in your account. Unless you've decided to recreate all of your business's bookkeeping in FreeAgent from the day you started trading, you're likely going to have what we call opening balances to enter. To enter your opening balances, go to Accounting, Journal Entries, and choose Opening Balances from the drop-down. For existing businesses, as at your FreeAgent start date, your business will probably have had some money in the bank. The figure you need to enter here is how much it had in the bank at the end of the day before your FreeAgent start date. So if your FreeAgent start date was the 1st of April, you'll be looking for the figure on your bank statement as at the end of the day on the 31st of March, because that's what your business had on the 1st of April. You'll likely have entered the opening balance for your business's main bank account when you set up your FreeAgent account. But if you put in the wrong figure by mistake, or if you put in a 0 to come back to this later, this can be corrected once the account's set up. Bank account balances are only one type of opening balance that you're likely to have. As at your FreeAgent start date, your business may have been owed money by some of its customers. In accounting terminology, that's called trade debtors. That just basically means unpaid invoices. Invoices you've issued to your customers but have not been paid for. What we want here is the figure for unpaid invoices at the start of the day on your FreeAgent start date, including any VAT you charged. Your business might also have owed money to some of its suppliers. We call that figure trade creditors. It's the unpaid bills your business had as at the start of the day on your FreeAgent start date. Your business may also own some equipment, for instance a computer or some furniture. Those are known as capital assets. There are also other monies that your business might have owed. For instance, it might have owed money to HMRC for VAT or to its staff in unpaid wages as at your FreeAgent start date. If you've been using other bookkeeping software, the best way to collect all of your opening balances together is to print from your old software and copy a trial balance. Or, if you started using FreeAgent as at the beginning of a new accounting year, you could alternatively use a report called the balance sheet. The report should usually be dated the day before your FreeAgent start date. If you came to FreeAgent from a spreadsheet and don't have access to these reports, your accountant should be able to help you collect these figures. Whichever business type you have, but perhaps more so for a limited company or partnership, please seek an accountant's help if you're not sure what the opening balances should be. There could be legal implications if you don't correctly record how much the business owes to individuals. Here, in my account, you can see the opening balances are already there, and there's also an opening balance in my suspense account. This is because FreeAgent knows how much I have in my bank account, but it doesn't yet know what my other opening balances were, so it's had to put in a balancing figure for now. I'll click Edit Opening Balances, and that gives me a chance to enter the rest of my opening balances. If you've got a lot of opening balances, you may prefer to import them rather than typing them in, and there's an article in our knowledge base that explains how to do this. If your business is registered for VAT, please make sure you've entered your opening balances for the VAT categories correctly before you file a VAT return through FreeAgent. We have more content in the knowledge base about how to make sure your VAT opening balances are correct, as well as fully detailed articles about entering the rest of your opening balances, including stock of goods you sell and capital assets. Setting up your opening balances is a one-off task you'll be glad to hear. So once you've completed that, you won't have to do it again. Now that we've spoken about setting up the opening balances, let me show you how to import some other information. You may already have details of customers and suppliers, so you don't have to type these into FreeAgent manually. Instead, you can add them by importing them. In FreeAgent, all of your suppliers and customers' details are held in the same area together under Contacts. So to do this, go to Contacts, click Import Contacts, and follow the steps. Again, there's more information in our knowledge base about this. Also, you can import contacts from a CSV file. The knowledge base will also guide you here and give you the layout that you need to follow. When you have more data in your FreeAgent account, you'll see your list of contacts and a quick view of how much it's currently owed to help keep track of business finances. Now let's see how to add a company logo. To do this, navigate to your company name, then Settings, and select Company Logo. Next, simply follow this prompt to upload a logo which will appear on all of your invoices and estimates. Let's take a look at where you can add users to your FreeAgent account. You can either go back to the main settings screen or use the drop-down menu from the current section you're in, like this, and select Users. From here, you can add different types of users to your FreeAgent account, such as employees, shareholders, other directors, or partners. This will then mean that you'll be able to add the employees to payroll and explain bank transactions to them, such as for salary or expense payments, or dividends for shareholders and directors, for example. You can even add your accountant as a user to the account so that they can access your data once they've set their password. You can enter the details of the user here, along with their email address, and select their role. If you tick this box, you'll be able to send them an invitation to allow them to set their own password to log into the account. Further down the page, you'll see a user permissions section. By sliding this gauge up and down, you can set how much of the FreeAgent account this new user can see. You can see the details of the permissions of each level just below, listing what users can and can't see or do at that level. But you can also see details on this in the knowledge base article linked just below it. If you do want to add your accountant or bookkeeper as a new user, please check with them to see if they already work with FreeAgent, as they may wish to access your account in a different way. Some accountants have FreeAgent practice dashboards through which they can access the FreeAgent accounts of their clients, and these accountants wouldn't need to be added as a user. Once you're happy, you can click on Create New User and Send Invitation down at the bottom of the screen. The new user will then receive their invitation to the email address entered in their user profile. As you can see, it's a very quick and easy process to add new users to your FreeAgent account. Now, let's start taking a look at the FreeAgent account in more detail, starting on the overview screen. These handy widgets show you at a glance different areas of your FreeAgent account, such as estimates, invoices, projects, time slips, bank balances, out-of-pocket expenses, and bills. You can view your business's income and day-to-day running costs using the real-time profit and loss widget. Your tax timeline shows you your upcoming dates for self-assessment, VAT, payroll, and corporation tax for limited companies, and how much you need to pay HMRC. You can even sync this with your Google, Outlook, or iCal calendar. There's also a feature in FreeAgent called Radar, which can be found by clicking onto the small bell at the top right. Here, you'll see an admin to-do list, which is a checklist that highlights outstanding admin tasks to be completed, and a feed showing tailored insights about the performance of the business and updates to introduce any new features in FreeAgent. I'll now show you the different sections of FreeAgent which populate the overview screen. Let's look at the banking section by navigating to Banking, Bank Accounts. In this bank account summary, you'll see your money at a glance along with a list of your accounts that you may have set up. You're able to create as many bank accounts in FreeAgent as your business has in real life. You've also got the option of credit card and PayPal accounts too. Your FreeAgent bank accounts should be used to mirror your actual business bank accounts in order to keep the data as accurate as possible. You can add transactions manually, upload them through electronic statements, or, our favourite option, you can set up a bank feed. Bank feeds provide a secure and reliable connection between your FreeAgent account and your bank. Instead of downloading and uploading electronic statements, once a bank feed is enabled, your bank transactions will be pulled into FreeAgent automatically through the bank feed. Some bank feeds will also show you if there is a balance mismatch between your bank and FreeAgent, making it much easier to keep your bank reconciled. We even go one step further with a FreeAgent feature called Guess, which makes suggestions of payment allocations, allowing for the ease of simply hitting a button to approve and explain those transactions. If you've saved receipts to the files area of your account using our Smart Capture function, Guess will even automatically assign the receipts to the transactions marked for approval. FreeAgent's Smart Capture feature allows you to take a photo of receipts or bills that you want to capture in FreeAgent for your record-keeping purposes. These can be assigned to bank transactions, converted into out-of-pocket expenses or bills with just a few clicks. Smart Capture can be accessed through the desktop or on the mobile app, which is designed to be a companion app to work alongside the desktop version, allowing for quick and easy access to your FreeAgent account while you're out and about. Regardless of how you add your transactions to FreeAgent, explaining bank transactions is a simple process that we can go through just now. You can explain certain items in bulk, like this, or select a full page if you need to. The type and category options then show in the panel here on the right. You can also explain transactions individually. Let me show you an example of explaining a bank transaction. Once you've selected a transaction to explain, FreeAgent will ask you to provide some information about it. You'll need to select the payment type, category, and the appropriate rate of VAT. If you're unsure which category to use, click on our knowledge base link and we'll try to point you in the right direction. Once you explain your transactions, these will populate your reports in FreeAgent, which I'll go into a little bit later in the webinar. Explaining your bank transactions and making sure your FreeAgent bank account mirrors your actual bank account and reconciles is an essential part of keeping your accounts up to date. Now we'll move on to how to record your income, which can be done in two ways. The first way is to create a sales invoice. You can do this by going to the Work tab, then Invoicing, and you can see one that I've created earlier. To create a new invoice, click on the green Add New Invoice button. First, we'll put in the general invoice details. You can choose your contact and then project if applicable, set your invoice reference, and select the date using the date picker. And the currency. We'll just leave this as pound sterling, but you do have the option to invoice in a number of different currencies. You also have more optional features down here, but I'd recommend having a look at our knowledge base to see what additional options are available in this section. Now that we've input the general invoice details, we can click on the Create New Invoice button. FreeAgent has now generated a blank invoice for us, and we can add invoice items by pressing the green Add Invoice Item button. If there are items that you use often, you can add them as price list items and then choose it from here. Alternatively, you can manually enter the quantity, price and description as I've done, then click Create and Finish. Once you're happy with the invoice, you have the option to mark it as sent. This will tell FreeAgent that you have sent the invoice to your customer and it's ready to be matched up to a bank receipt. Alternatively, you can email the invoice directly to your customer using FreeAgent by clicking on the Send by Email button. Once your invoices are logged on FreeAgent, you'd navigate back to the bank, like so, and explain the cash coming into the bank as invoice receipt. I'm going to match up the money in transaction here and explain it as type invoice receipt and allocate it against the invoice. The invoice will then show as paid under the Work Invoicing tab, showing this customer has no outstanding balance to pay. If you only receive part payment, the invoice will show the remaining balance still is due by the date of the invoice. Alternatively, if you don't need or want to create invoices in FreeAgent, you can just explain the cash coming into the bank as sales. I'm just going to select this one transaction and set the type to sales, and then explain the transaction. You can bulk explain these transactions by clicking the tick boxes to the left and explaining all the selected transactions. There are also integrations which make it easy for you to take your customers' payments automatically, as well as take payments by card and sync with some online stores. You can find details of the integrations available on the integrations page of our website. There's also a feature in FreeAgent called Projects, which allows you to keep track of different pieces of work you undertake for a contact. You'll be able to allocate income if you use the invoicing functionality and expenses to the project in order to see how profitable this was for your business. Next, let's talk about recording the business expenditure. One way to do this is by creating bills. These are costs that your business has incurred that aren't going to be paid straight away. For example, when a supplier provides payment terms of 30 days. You would enter an invoice you receive from a supplier in the Bills section of FreeAgent. You can do this one by one, or use Smart Capture to store images of the bills in the Files area and use the images to create a new bill. Anything that you pay for personally is an out-of-pocket expense and should not be entered as a bill. Or, alternatively, if you don't have a bill to match the payment to, you can explain the transaction in the bank as type payment and choose the category from the drop-down instead of creating a bill. You can create additional categories if you need under Settings and Accounting Categories. Next, we'll move to the My Money tab. The My Money tab contains features to record money paid to FreeAgent users, such as out-of-pocket expenses, dividends, or salary, and it's also where you can access payroll. I'll start with talking about expenses. An out-of-pocket expense is a business cost that you or your employees pay for with personal money, and that your business can then reimburse the user for. You can create new expenses and mileage straight from this section by selecting Add New and using either of the two options. You can use the Smart Capture feature to convert stored images into out-of-pocket expenses with just a few clicks. Another tab you'd see under My Money in a limited company account is dividends. So if you're a shareholder of a limited company who's being paid a dividend, FreeAgent will prepare the dividend voucher along with all the necessary postings in your account. Another section you might see under this tab is payroll. Essentially, to get payroll going, you'll need to set up payroll profiles for any users in your FreeAgent account that you want to be part of the payroll. Before you can create payroll profiles for your employees, you'll first need to add them as users on the account. You can add users from the settings area of your account, or you can add a new user directly from this page by clicking Add to Payroll, Create a New User. Once you've created payroll profiles for your employees, you'll then be able to prepare and run each month's payroll in FreeAgent and make your submission directly to HMRC. FreeAgent will automatically calculate the tax and national insurance deductions for you, as well as any pension contributions if you're in an auto-enrollment pension scheme. You can also see notices from HMRC about changes to your employees' tax codes, so you always use the most up-to-date information. Let's talk about the Taxes tab next. With FreeAgent, you can easily file VAT, payroll, corporation tax, and self-assessment directly to HMRC. FreeAgent helps directors of limited companies by populating parts of your self-assessment based on the transactions in FreeAgent. Once you have a look over your numbers and fill in any additional sections or pages, you'll be able to file your self-assessment tax returns directly to HMRC. We support annual, monthly, and quarterly VAT returns for both invoice and cash accounting, and also the flat rate scheme. The return will update in real time so that you can keep an eye on how much money you may owe to HMRC at the end of the VAT period. All you have to do is follow the steps to connect the FreeAgent account to HMRC for Making Tax Digital for VAT. Then, when your transactions have been explained and you've checked the full report, you can just select the File Online with HMRC button. This option will appear once you're connected to HMRC for MTD and once the VAT period has ended. Check out our website for more information on MTD for VAT. FreeAgent can work out your company's PAYE and NI liabilities through Payroll and also calculates the corporation tax due based on the data in the FreeAgent account. Under the Accounting tab, the End of Year section allows limited company directors to use FreeAgent to prepare the company's final accounts to meet the FRS 105 financial reporting standard for micro-entities and file them with Companies House and file the corporation tax CT600 return with HMRC. Another option you might see under the Accounting tab is Find and Fix. Find and Fix allows you to make corrections in bulk to bank transaction explanations, bill line items, and out-of-pocket expenses. You can make bulk changes to the accounting categories, VAT rates, and descriptions of the selected items. Going back to the Accounting tab, the Report section provides you with a collection of essential reports on your company as generated by the real-time data in your FreeAgent account. Some commonly used reports are the Profit and Loss Report, which is a summary of your business's trading during a given period of time, along with a comparative view so you can compare how your business is performing across different periods. The Customer Sales Report, which breaks down the income you've received from your customers. The Spending Categories Report, which shows where you're spending your money, including your categorized bills, expenses, and bank transactions. The Show Transactions area displays all your transactions in each of the different accounting categories in FreeAgent. This list can also be known as the nominal or general ledger. We also have more detailed reports in FreeAgent, including management reports, which includes an executive summary, profit and loss, balance sheet, age debtors and age creditors report. This reporting allows you to understand your data quickly and in a way that suits you. By understanding your data, it allows you to make informed financial decisions for your business. This is only some of the list, but all of these reports are at your fingertips. What I've covered in this webinar is only a brief overview of some of the powerful tools that FreeAgent offers to help you run your business with ease and confidence. Now, onto the resources that will help you with your FreeAgent journey. If you run into any issues or have specific questions about your data in FreeAgent, just click the Help button and Ruby the robot will either suggest some answers from our knowledge base or pass you on to the support team. You'll be given the option to get in touch with our support team either by live chat if it's during office hours or to leave a message. We offer live chat from 9 to 5 on Monday to Thursday and 9 to 4 on a Friday. In those same hours, you can also phone our support team directly or get in touch via email. You can find our support number and email address listed on the Contact Us page of our website. You may be asked for a support code when contacting us. This code is just used as a security step when contacting our support accountants and allows us access to your account. This can be found by navigating to your company name, selecting settings from the drop-down, and support access is located in the My Company section. Select Yes to the Allow Support Access option and save changes. You'll then see a unique 8-digit support code on the right. The other way to access this generated code, if available, no matter what screen you're on, you can scroll down to the bottom of the page and select Support Access. Another fantastic resource that we've mentioned during this webinar is our knowledge base, which is full of visual step-by-step guides and easy to follow videos. You can always find a link at the bottom of the page. You can type your problem into the search bar or browse by section. I hope this webinar has been useful in giving you the confidence to start or continue using FreeAgent.